The expedition that vanished without a trace. What if you set out on a journey that promised glory, but instead became one of the greatest mysteries in human history? Imagine sailing into a frozen wilderness, where the sun disappears for months, the sea turns into solid ice, and every step could be your last. Now imagine this: 129 experienced sailors, two of the strongest ships ever built, enough supplies for years, and one mission that would change history forever. But none of them ever came home. No survivor, no rescue, only silence. Even today, people still ask the same terrifying question: what really happened to the Franklin expedition? Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because every week we uncover true stories that sound too unbelievable to be real. Our story begins in 1845. At that time, the world was still full of places that had never been explored. The Arctic was one of them, a frozen land surrounded by endless ice, violent storms, and temperatures cold enough to freeze a person within hours. Many explorers dreamed of discovering the legendary Northwest Passage, a sea route connecting the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. Whoever found it would earn worldwide fame and forever change global trade. The British Royal Navy believed they had the perfect man for the mission. His name was Sir John Franklin. Franklin was already a respected explorer. He had survived dangerous expeditions before, and although he was nearly 60 years old, many believed his experience made him the right leader. The British government spared no expense. They prepared two incredibly powerful ships, S. Erebus and Agent's Terror. These were not ordinary ships. Their wooden hulls were reinforced with thick iron plates, allowing them to push through Arctic ice. They carried advanced navigation equipment, steam engines for extra power, thousands of books, medical supplies, warm clothing, and enough canned food to last several years. Everything seemed perfect. Families gathered at the harbor. Friends said their goodbyes. The sailors smiled with confidence, believing they would soon return as heroes. No one standing on the shore realized they were watching these men for the very last time. On May 19, 1845, the expedition sailed away from England. The mood on board was filled with excitement. Shared meals, wrote letters home. Weeks later, they reached Greenland, where they collected fresh supplies before heading deeper into the Arctic. After that, the world would never hear from them again. The last Europeans to see the expedition reported that everything looked normal. Both ships appeared strong. The crew looked healthy. The weather seemed manageable. Then, they disappeared. Months passed. No letters arrived. No ships returned. Still, people believed the explorers were simply delayed by the harsh Arctic conditions. But when years passed without a single message, hope slowly turned into fear. Something terrible had happened beyond the frozen horizon. Back in Britain, families waited endlessly. Wives checked the ports every day. Parents prayed. Children grew older without seeing their fathers return. The government finally realized that this was no ordinary delay. 129 men had vanished from the face of the earth, and no one knew where to begin searching. The greatest rescue mission of the 19th century was about to begin. But what rescuers would eventually discover would be far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. If you're enjoying this incredible true story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who loves historical mysteries. Part 2 begins with a desperate search and the first terrifying clues hidden beneath the Arctic ice.